Hello, welcome back at Petra's Speaking Sparks. This week we are talking about vocal variety, and today I'm going to talk to you about talking fast or talking slowly. Before we start with using that in your speech, I would like to point out that most people, when they need to talk in front of other people and they're not used to do it, they often talk more quickly than they normally do, and even more quickly than when they are talking to their friends, for example. I mean, if I talk to my friends, then I'm really talking in a more faster pace because it's just one person and she knows me and I don't need to explain a lot, right? If I'm talking to an audience, I slow down because not everybody is a quick listener and not everybody can turn words into pictures, into meaning in their head as quickly as somebody else, for example. You can try this by practicing giving your speech and timing it. I guarantee you that you will speak quicker than you think you would. Okay, setting that aside, using slow talk or fast talk in your speech can obviously also help your speech. If you use fast talk, so if you're going to talk quicker, you can bring more energy into your speech. For example, if I tell you that I am just making this up, or if I tell you that I'm just making this up, do you feel the difference in energy level? So that's something you can play with in your speech. Also, if you're going to sum up, you can also use a faster pace. For example, when I started my business again, I was checking out which social media to use. So I really was like scrolling and finding out information about YouTube, Insta, LinkedIn, Facebook, whatever. Then you can go quicker because people expect a bit what you're going to say in this whole summing up, right? If you're slowing down, most of the time that means that you're going to say something important. Then you tend to slow down so that people know, oh, what's coming up is going to be important. Or maybe after you have said something that is close to your heart, or if you use a sentence from somebody like, for example, make the most of yourself, for that is all there is of you, then you also slow it down and pause a bit afterwards so that it can sink in. The same you do the same if you talked about a big emotional piece. For example, when I talked about my moving from Germany to the Netherlands, that had a major impact. Can you imagine what an impact that has had on my life? And then you pause a bit as well, not just so that people can understand your emotions, but maybe they have a similar experience or they're thinking about somebody else and it needs to land. They need to process those emotions before you continue. Otherwise, it just keeps on in their head. The same when you ask a question during your speech. If you ask a question like, do you know how many people died of lung cancer last year? And then you just go on, then if there's no answer to that question and you just continue with your speech, the question will still resonate in people's heads and they're trying to give an answer or find an answer. So just pause a bit there as well or slow it down. Well, that's a bit what I wanted to say about talking fast, talking slowly. I really hope you're going to practice this in your speech, in your own story. And well, see you tomorrow.